name is Rachel Turner. I taught 6th grade in the Altaloma School District. School got out in May, so I'm in my classroom and I'm going to be continuing on with a close read with the book Angel Child, Dragon Child by Michelle Maria Estrada, and that's what we'll be doing today. Alright, 2nd graders, we're going to continue on with day 2 of our close read of Angel Child's Dragon Child. So if you could get out the comprehension questions that were passed out, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for your finger on your nose when you're ready to move on. Please also get out your anthology with the book open to page 15. And I'm looking for students that are ready and prepared. Okay, 2nd day of close read. We've already read the book once. And we've already read the book twice. I've read it to you and you have read it independently. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to learn how to answer questions about the book. And we're going to use our book as our primary support. So we're going to keep referring back to the book for our answers, not just going off of memory or prior knowledge. So I'm going to go ahead and get out my comprehension questions, and I'm going to show you how I want you to go back and find your answer. If I look at my comprehension question number 1, it says, the boy with the fire-colored hair shouts, pajamas! They wore white pajamas to school. And her sisters were teased about their clothes. Explain what you think would happen if you wore your regular clothes to Ut's old school in Vietnam. Okay, so I know I need to reread to find answers to the text. Luckily, this comprehension question gives me the page number to refer back to. So I know I'm going to have to go back to page 7. Now, what I would like for you to do, boys and girls, is any markings that I make on my comprehension questions, I would like for you to take your pencil and you're going to write down the same thing that I'm writing down. So if I circle page 7, you're circling page 7. If I'm underlining a key word, that's what I would like for you to underline. So I want you to be copying, mimicking whatever I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to reread the question again, just because the first time I read it and I got an idea, but I really want to reread it this time and focus on what I'm really going to be looking for back in the text. So, the boy with the fire-colored hair shouts, pajamas! They wore white pajamas to school. Okay, I remember that in the text. And her sisters were teased about their clothes. I remember that too, and you know what? I think I even remember her, turning away from the kids because she was so scared. So I remember her being teased, and I remember it was because of her clothes. So what is my task here? It's asking me to explain what you think would happen if you wore your regular clothes to Ut's old school in Vietnam. So I'm thinking about what I wear on a daily basis and how that would look if I were at a school in Vietnam. So if we refer back to our Vietnam maps, we know that Vietnam is almost on the other side. It's on the other side of the world, and it's an Asian country. And so if you think about it, maybe what they would wear would be very different from what we would wear. What if the climate was different? The temperatures were different? Weather was different? Maybe they were more conservative there? You don't know. So you have to imagine how you would feel with whatever you're wearing today if you walked into Ut school, what the kids would say about you. Alright guys, so I'm going to take a second and I'm going to break from talking, and I would like for you to do 2 things. First, with your shoulder partner, you need to check and make sure that your neighbor wrote down or underlined the same things I did in the question, because we want to make sure that we are unwrapping these questions. The second thing I would like for you to do is just talk. Talk with your neighbor about, 1, what you're wearing today, and 2, what do you think it would be like if you walked into another classroom? So I want you to share what you think it would feel like or what you think it would be like, and I also want you to be a good listener and listen to what your partner would say. All right, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me, pencils down. I'm looking for everybody's focus. Okay, thank you. All right, I heard a lot of chatter as I was walking around, and I asked you guys to be good listeners. So what I would like for you to do is I'm going to call on different people to share what their partner said it would be like if they walked into a school in Vietnam. So I'm looking for you to explain what your partner said. So we're checking to see who was listening. All right, so I'm going to call on willing hands. I loved hearing about what you guys all had to say. In fact, some of you had really great points, and you got me thinking about, gosh, what it would be like as a teacher to walk into a school in a different country, in Vietnam, with a totally different culture, and what the staff would think, what the other students would think. And so you guys really got me thinking. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to think out loud how I would take all of my ideas and formulate it into one complete sentence or two complete sentences answering this question. So before we do that, for the next couple of minutes, I would like for you to get into stadium seating. So I want you to turn your chairs, turn your knees so you're facing me, and we don't need anything in our hands, and this way we don't have any distractions. All right, thank you for turning your seats to stadium seating. What we're going to do is we're just going to go look back what our close reading anchor chart says, what our next steps are going to be. So we've read the text, we've read what it says, you've read it with a partner and you said what's important information. We are now going to reread to answer our questions, and when we're writing our questions, we need to make sure that we respond in writing, citing evidence from the text. And so you might say, I don't know what that means, Ms. Turner. And what that means is that we're using Ut's experience and we're writing a personal, in this case, a personal response to it. Looking back at what the text says and now using my own personal experience and words that we've brainstormed, I'm now going to write a complete sentence answering what I think it would be like if I walked into a classroom or a school in Vietnam. And so I'm going to go back to my question, and it says, explain what you think would happen if you wore your regular clothes to a school in Vietnam. So what I'm thinking is that similarly to Ut, I would have a difficult time making friends based on what I wear. So I'm talking about how I'm similar to it, and now I'm going to talk about what I think a difference would be. So you've seen my response and you've heard my thought process. So now what I would like for you to do, don't do it yet, wait, listen to my directions. You're going to turn your desks, or excuse me, your chairs to back into your desks. So you're going to sit back normally. When you are there, I want you to do just as I did. Flip your paper over and just jot down thoughts that you have about the question. From there, with your neighbor, boys and girls, I would like for you to discuss two things. What you think would happen if you went into Ut's classroom in Vietnam. And secondly, I want you to talk about how it would be similar or different to what Ut would feel or what Ut went through when she walked into an American classroom. Okay, so I gave you directions and I asked for you to find two things, and I'm looking for somebody to help me explain again what was it that I'm asking. Okay, so today it had a lot of metacognition and a lot of direct instruction, and this is probably all I would do for today, and have the students write their response to number one. And then tomorrow what I would do is I would have us as a class do answer number two, as with a partner do answer number three, and then for 4 and 5, I would have the students do independently. And this is, the independent questions would be another day as well. My name is Rachel Turner. This was the 2nd grade lesson, and I'm just thankful for the opportunity and look forward to speaking with you.